Alright folks, all but Blur back from our Transformers review. This review is going to be of Generation 1 Blur. Going to take a look at his figure mode, of course, like usual, his alternative mode and his robot mode. I've been waiting to do this guy for a little while. It was kind of actually going to be my second Transformers review behind Armada Blur. I've held back on him just because I don't really know. I like the character of Blur, obviously my namesake. I like the actual figure itself. Not my favourite figure. I prefer him in actually his robot mode than his alt mode, as most people probably do. But it's the biggest letdown of the movie range that came out. I mean the movie range, I mean as in like Hot Rod, Ultra Magnus, Springer, Cup, really, those type of figures. So I thought I'd finally get around to doing them. As you might have noticed by some of my videos so far, I like to actually do figures I enjoy. They might have some little niggly bits. This guy has a lot of problems in general vehicle mode. These arms being kind of the first problem. His head, as you can probably see here, between the gap, doesn't close properly. And the third problem, there's probably more, but that's the main three. This big gap underneath them, which isn't looking too bad in the camera just now, but of course if you're probably aware that it's meant to be kind of like all one part. The actual mode I've got in now, it's taken me a good while to try and get these arms to try and stay balanced. Now if I try and pick them up without these falling down, you kind of get the idea of what it looks like. Very futuristic, let's say Cybertron and race car mode. He is of course the fastest vehicle in the universe, or so we're told. He does actually have some small wheels at the bottom. Don't roll too great, but does the job. Now, like I said before, it's taken me ages to balance this because it shouldn't take two. Now, this is typical, right? I'm making a video about this guy and his arms are actually doing pretty good. But usually, I mean, it took me a little while to get this balanced, but generally this guy's quite floppy. If you've probably seen videos on this guy before, you'll see exactly what I mean. You can kind of turn some sort of walking craft. Anyway, sorry, I'm meant to be reviewing this guy, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, so there's a perfect example now, that's now kind of falling out of place. So, Blur's floppy. But I do like the actual figure in terms of representation of the G1 character. I think he is the most unfortunate character because it's like Hasbro just decided they would just leave. See, perfect example, that's not going to go back up. Oh wait, no, it looks like a bit like Thunder Tank. Blur's alt mode is now the Thunder Tank. Anyway, so yeah, well, Blur is the most unfortunate character from the toy range from the movie. All the rest of them, although they're not the best figures in the world, he's the one that kind of just like, we need a figure for Blur, let's release this piece of crap. Now I don't mean that in a bad way, because of course I'm a big G1 fan, I've got loads of G1 figures. I understand they're not as good as the ones we've got nowadays, but this is a letdown for me. So, enough about my little grumpy. I'm a bit grumpy git today, just ignore me. We'll get a little look at the figure close up. As you see, he's got this rub symbol. Another Autobot insignia up here as well. Like I mentioned before, his head doesn't quite fit the right way in. He has got an engine, quite old this, so the sticker's a bit weird. He's got an engine at the back. Primarily this guy is blue. Some may say this is kind of grey, but I think it's like a really light blue. And that's all I can really say about this mod. I can't really be too enthusiastic about it because it's so flawed. Now I'll just try and get these some really bother. Anyway, size comparison. Here we have Cup. And we'll probably better do this a bit like side on like this. So pretty much the same size as Cup. A little other alternative from the movie, we have Willy. So you see he's a lot bigger than Willy. So it should be, because Willy's tiny. And we also do have here a Madder Blur. Sorry if you can't really see this too good. So I'm just giving a quick brief insight into the size in this mode. Transformation. We'll get to kind of the good part of this figure. Take away his shield. So it's kind of left like this. We'll grab it from the back and bring this section down, which you can probably tell is going to be his legs. Straighten them out. Little feet at the bottom. Best way to do this is pop in the wheels. They should pop out. Push the wheel in. They should pop out. We're going to reveal his head, so we take this section here and kind of bring it up and down. So it should really sit kind of down here in the back. Now, his arms, I kind of like this bit about the arms actually. Pop them down, flip it up. It kind of gives him kind of a big meaty arm, so the arms are quite nice in this figure. Same again this side, pop it down, pop it up, and we have his arms. Now like I say, I actually really like the roll mode. Very reminiscent to the character. As far as G1 figures go, I think he's pretty spot on. As you know that the G1 figures weren't exactly an exact replica like that nowadays. I mean, if you look at the animated range, oh my god, they're probably the best range I've actually got to say is looking for the cartoon to actual figure, especially things like Megatron, Prowl, well in fact the whole range I think. I don't think there's actually one figure I would say in the animated range that actually doesn't look like the figure in the cartoon. Off the top of my head. Put a comment down if I'm wrong. I'm sure you'll figure someday that looks absolutely nothing like them. But this guy, as far as they go for the 80s movie, is pretty damn good. Love the head sculpt. Very reminiscent. Kind of got some light painted blue eyes. Of course he's got his antenna on the top, which you've seen in his car mode too. Sticker's a bit worn away, but you get the gist of it. This is Blur. And he does actually stand. Now, what I didn't actually point out earlier on in the car mode, which I really should have, is this little hole in his chest. Now this is in fact Target Master Blur. And for those who don't know, Target Masters of course were when the actual figures pretty much teamed up with Nebulons, and they each got a Target Master. Now this guy's Target Master is Haywire, which unfortunately I don't have. However, I have a substitute kindly donated by Cup, who's Recoil. Here we have him here. So the Target Master of course would then just sort of fit in here in car mode in this kind of hole, and I'm sure I've heard all Target Masters, well this one certainly does, all Target Masters kind of pegs will fit in any other Target Master figure. But like I say, because his arms are so weak, he finds it quite hard even to hold this guy up. And that's really all I can say about Blur. Articulation, arms, if it didn't spin 360 degrees I'd be kind of worried, but yeah, these guys are probably the best articulated arms you could ever get for spinning 360 degrees. That's all they do, nothing in and out, just round and round. Head does actually have some articulation, can actually go forward, mainly due to the transformation, so you can go, yes, I agree. But probably not as slow as that, because obviously Blur talks fast, he's going to be fast, and I'm going to do this review in this sort of review, so if you don't understand me, just kind of fast forward the film, and you wonder why sometimes I get to call it a Blur, because when I call it a Blur, I tend to go a bit fast, and I tend to go a bit fast. Yeah, I'll slow it down again. This actually, I must say, give me 2 seconds, this review is actually sponsored by Relentless energy drinks. Gotta love them. I was fast asleep and I've suddenly taken Relentless. And there's another one of my little things I've started doing. Real world size comparisons. So, Blur is just shorter than a pint of Relentless. And we're going to do some more size comparisons, so we'll get a little look at Cup just now in just a second. And here he is. So there we go. So as you can see, it's just actually taller than Cup. Wheelie is going to come in now. So stand in front. So obviously, as you've seen in vehicle mode, Wheelie is a far smaller figure. Ah, damn it! Since we've got them there, we may as well have the rest of the crew in. So here we have Hot Rod. Side on the side. And this guy's not going to fit in the screen, but bugger it. Ultra Magnus. So it's far taller. We'll just kind of keep him there, you can guess he's bigger anyway. So yeah, that's Blurr. Of course he did have the shield, which kind of fits in his hand. So, sorry, bug off. Yeah, you just lied in there.